What's going on, people? Welcome to Locker Room Sports, and I'm your host, Quentin Bienemy. It's a good bit we're going to get into today, but I want to start off with one of the hottest stories in the NFL, the New Orleans Saints. Currently, the Saints are on a 7-game winning streak, and they are widely regarded as one of the best teams in the NFL by most media pundits. And they're not winning in typical ways you expect the Saints to win. They're not throwing the ball all over the field 40 and 50 times a game. They're not in these epic shootouts. They're actually playing really stout defense. They're running the ball, and Drew Brees is not passing the ball 50 times a game, like I said earlier. A lot of people made a big deal about the Saints acquiring Adrian Peterson in the offseason and were wondering how we were going to split carries between him, Mark Ingram, and Alvin Kamara. And after the London game, Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis made the decision to trade Adrian Peterson away, and that decision has proved to be, a smart one, because since we got rid of him, well, I don't want to say got rid of, but since Adrian Peterson has moved on, the Saints rushing attack has really opened up. Mark Ingram has rushed for over 500 yards, and Alvin Kamara, he's rushed for over 300 yards, since the trade, and they're both getting it done in the running game and passing game. I want to say Alvin Kamara has 13 receptions for over 300 yards, and Mark Ingram has 13 receptions for 156 yards and touchdowns as well. So, with Adrian Peterson not being here anymore, that has opened up an opportunity for both guys to really flourish in the offense. And continuing on with that theme, Drew Brees, typically he passes the ball, 35, 40 times a game, but this year, that's not been the case. He's been passing the ball between 20, 25 times a game, and for a quarterback of his age, that's kind of what you want. That's kind of what you want him to be at. You don't want him exhausting his arm and throwing the ball all over the field and making himself susceptible to interceptions. So I don't want to say Drew Brees has passed for 2,300 yards this season. He has a 104 quarterback rating, so he's looking great with 7 games left. And a large part of that is due to the offensive line play. In the first round, we had 2 picks. The first pick, we picked Marcell Bennett, and the second pick, we got the tackle from Wisconsin, Ryan Ramczyk. And, he's played tremendously. The offensive line, him and Teron Armstead, when he's not been hurt, they've been playing great, and they've been keeping Brees upright. They've been keeping them healthy, so the offense has looked great. They're balanced, and they're playing great football. You can't forget about Mike Thomas over there. Can't guard Mike, Willie Snead, and some of those other receivers. And they're just blowing it up not blowing it up, but they're playing really well right now. So that's a big reason they're winning 7 games right now on a 7-game winning streak. Another big reason we're on this streak is because of the defense. If you're a Saints fan like myself, over the past 3 or 4 years, our defense has just been horrible. But this year, it's been a pleasant surprise. Right now, we're ranked 8th in the NFL. We're only allowing 300 yards a game. Well, a little bit over 300, like 315 yards a game. Cam Jordan, he finally has a mate on the other end of the defensive line, Alex Okafor. They're getting a good pass rush off the line of scrimmage. You have A.J. Klein. You have Monte Teo. Those guys are playing great at the linebacker position. Like I alluded to earlier, you have Marshon Lattimore on one corner. You have the other guy, Crowley, on the other corner. And the safeties, Kenneth Vaccaro and Williams, the rookie from Utah. Those guys are just playing phenomenal on the back end of the defense. And like I said earlier, they're ranked 8th in the NFL. They're only allowing, I want to say, 19 points a game, if I'm not mistaken. I could be a little bit off, but those guys are real stout back there. So it's almost looking like the Dome Patrol days. But I don't want to really get too much ahead of myself. But like I said, they're on a 7-game winning streak, but the schedule doesn't get any easier. This Sunday, we play the Washington Redskins, and they could put some points up. And after that, we play Tampa Bay again. We have another game with Carolina. They're hot on our trail. They're only 1 game back in the division. And we still have 2 big games against the Atlanta Falcons coming up. So the schedule don't really get any easier for us. And now we also have a game with the Los Angeles Rams, excuse me. They moved to LA, and they're also one of the better teams in the NFL. So we had to continue to play consistent down this stretch if we want to get a high seed in the playoffs.